Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the ESFL network where we have a spectacular show for you guys tonight as we are showing one of our affiliate leagues for the night, the International Xbox Championship, and their second fight card. It's going to be an amazing fight card. I am your play-by-play commentator, Kingsley, and alongside me doing the color analysis is Mirko Brokop. Mirko, how are you doing today, man?
Good evening. I'm doing fantastic. Hope everyone else out there, a part of IXC and the ESFL network, is doing great this Wednesday evening as well. We got a 6-fight main card, very similar to what they do Tuesday nights for the UFC with the Dana White Contender Series. So what do you think about tonight's fights yourself, Kingsley?
And let's take a look at the fight card because these fights look absolutely amazing. I mean, from top to bottom, you see new guys making their way in. We have so many spectacular fights. Our co-main event is going to be Leon versus Young Killex. And then in our main event, this is going to be an exhibition match between champion and champion. MMAFRoO being the lightweight XIC champion, while Fahrmann is the welterweight XIC champion. So it's going to be an amazing fight card, a simple 6-fight fight card with 5 rounds on the line in the 6th fight in our main event. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And before we can even get to our co-main and our main event fights, let's jump quickly into our first fight, as our first fight seems like they're almost ready to go. They're in the loading screen, and it's going to be Whippy Rumble versus Canio. And what can you tell me about Whippy Rumble, Co?
You know, I am not familiar with these guys because these guys are with IXC. Give me 1 second here.
Absolutely. It seems like they're about to be ready to go, so I'll help you out here. He wants to compete with the top players to make a name for himself in the ESFL. Rumble is a high-level grappler, and he predicts a close fight, but thinks his grappling will be the difference as we get the first round going. Again, we see our opponents in the red and blue gloves ready to get going, trying to bring his opponent back the cage, but a takedown attempt lands. Free is on the ground right now into a sprawl position as he is in the red gloves using Leon Edwards and then the Kamaru Usman being used by Canio. How do you feel about this matchup so far?
You know, it's really a game of attrition already, even though it's really early in the match. Guys each other back and forth for the takedown, and a huge takedown right there.
Absolutely a huge takedown. You gotta love it. If you're an Usman pick, you want to keep this top ground position, and you got to think he probably wants to go to the posture up position. But again, good defense from the bottom game from Rumble right here, Mirko. The posture up.
Really doing a lot of damage, and that's one of the things you notice in UFC 4 versus UFC 3 as well. A lot different in terms of the ability and the damage you can do from that top position in full guard. And here we go again, for example, just really raining down some meaningful shots, very significant shots, almost as significant or just as significant as a hook standing.
And now we're back to the stand-up right here with a little over 2:30 left in the first round of our first fight of IXC 2. Oh, but a nice sweeping of the leg, trying to take his opponent down. Rumble trying to get on the defensive, but gets pushed away. Back to the stand-up again, and let's see what both opponents can do. Mirko, how do you feel about this sprawl attempt right over here?
Really, no one really wants to do a sprawl attempt. The sprawl is based off of a bad takedown really here. So the sprawl is doing really good here, doing a lot of damage. But, I think that's a premature stand-up right there. I think he was working,
You never want to leave it to the judges. He needs to do some more work. He was just comfortable attacking the body. But here we go.
That's some damaging shots from that position, though. But here we go.
Absolutely. And another takedown attempt.
This is pretty much the story of this first round, just back and forth with the takedowns, doing a little bit of damage back and forth here. It's really hard to call, in all honesty. I'd have to look at the statistics on this.
Absolutely, and you would think that Kamaru Usman would be the guy who would go for more grappling, but it seems like with the Leon Edwards, as a huge power takedown lands into side control, taking the advantage of the Usman pick, you have to think he needs to try to find a way to keep up to the timeout and just gain some momentum back with these last couple of seconds left in the first round here, Mirko.
This is a really good place for him to end the fight, right? Not to end the fight, but end the round right here, too. So if he can hang out here the rest of the round, he can get an easy 10-9. Let's see what we got here.
A little bit. It seemed like the total strikes landed more for Canelo. Canelo had at least, I think, 48 strikes compared to Rumble's 34. But how much of that was just into the non-posture up position as we are going into the second round here as body shots are being landed, and another takedown lands possibly again. No, it doesn't. It goes to the clinch, and now he's out of there. And Mirko, how do you feel about the stamina advantage that Canelo has right now?
One more time.
How do you feel about the stamina advantage that Canelo has right now? Because he's been going for these takedowns right here, but he needs to be careful of just being exposed when he goes back into the clinch.
You know, he's doing really well with it right here, but my main concern is his stamina is really low over here.
And oh, we see it back. Oh, a huge slam lands for Rumble right here. And this is where he needs to be. He needs to go into the half guard. Maybe go for more of a posture up to get more damage to look favorable in the eyes of the judges. But again, he's just staying there, just getting these pot shots in. He has to hope that the referee doesn't try to stand him back up again. He needs to stay in his position and maybe do a little bit more work as he goes for the posture up right here. And this could be some huge damage right here, Mirko. Seems like we lost Mirko for a little bit, but
no, I'm right here. It seems that the match is actually froze on my end, so my apologies.
That's totally fine. Refresh if you need to. We're still going to continue with this fight. In the second round, we are still winding down in our first fight. Riffy Rumble again in the red gloves using Edwards, and Canelo using Usman on the bottom game using the blue gloves. And another posture up attempt right here, but gets easily tracked down into the non-posture up full guard position. Guys just struggling for a ground war, but a nice reversal happens for Canelo. Canelo finally gets it. Can he take this round back with a little bit over 2 minutes to go in the second round? Oh, it goes to the half guard. We see a couple of attacks. The stamina was both low for both competitors for a little bit, and you have to think he's trying to wait for his opportunity to go into side control. He lands it, but now what can he possibly do? He lands some nice elbows to the face, but now we're back into the sprawl. Again, Usman pick has been paying dividends to just reversing the hard ground game that is Edwards of Whippy Rumble, but now we're back to stand up, and both guys attack the body, trying to drain that stamina a little bit more as the second round is winding down even more and more. Mirko, are you back with us?
Yeah, it still looks like it's a flip book over here on my side, but I'm still catching it. It actually feels like I'm watching an illegal stream with a bad connection.
Hopefully we'll get a better connection with our next fights, but again with this fight, it seems like it's very close. Rumble expected a close fight, and he thinks his grappling will be the difference, and it seems like that has been the case, but he's been on the lower side of things so far as we are winding closer and closer to the end. But a nice front kick lands for right there, and Rumble has to feel good and having a little bit of a momentum. But again, as you see the stats here, only 3 strikes was the difference, and Canelo was able to take advantage. But how much was that in the non-posture up? That won't count in the judge's eyes. So you have to think you need to absolutely win this round or get a knockout for a finish. Mirko, if you were in this position of both fighters, you have to go for the gusto, right?
You definitely would have to.
And here we go again in the third and final round of our first fight of the prelims of IXC 2, the International Xbox Championships here on the ESFL network. And we see a grappling attempt. Oh, a huge slam. The stamina's going to be low, but a nice full guard transition into possibly a posture up. Doesn't go for it yet, but again, these strikes are landing. Seemed like nice reversal into a half guard position. Usman trying to get out, but a nice denial. What could possibly happen here? Is he going to go for another posture up, try to score some points? Does it, but he gets put into a half guard. Right now, into a posture up. This is huge. These are going to score points for Mirko. Other back, straight up. Here we go. Can Whippy Rumble get more points in this third round? Or can Usman Canelo? Can Canelo find a way to get his striking back? But another takedown attempt at a Rumble, trying to find his way possibly into a rear naked choke. We don't possibly know. But we hear a slam, a huge slam going to the side control, and that's going to score some points as the round is going lower and lower again. Can we possibly see right here? But it seems like we're going to the back of the cage, and another slam happens into a judo throw. Huge maneuvers, and that's going to score a lot of points for Canelo, who is relatively unknown, but is put on a show and a grappling right here. This has to be very unexpected for Rumble right here, Mirko. It seems like we lost Mirko again. Hopefully he'll come back with us in this fight or maybe in our next fight. But again, we are still back to the stand-up. And let's see who's going to go for another takedown attempt. It seems like they're comfortable staying up. But another takedown, sweeping of the leg again from Rumble. Rumble needs to make some of this, but he can't. We're back in the stand-up. Over 1:30 left in the third round. We are winding closer and closer to the end of this first fight. It's been a close competitive series. Bunch of takedowns, a bunch of strikes landed. As another takedown tries to land. No, both stamina's very low. Into a clinch. This could be an advantage for Canelo, but Canelo doesn't take advantage. Wasn't able to get the strikes as Rumble was able to block. So, trying to play a little bit of the defensive right here. Tries to go for a leg kick. Whiffs. Now Canelo trying to pressure up, trying to go aggressive as we're winding down, getting closer and closer to the 30-second mark of this final round. Stamina's low. One mistake can prove all the change in the judge's eyes. Going for a takedown. They know they need to do something incredible. But, actually, excuse me, another takedown, but gets defended. Again, Rumble gets taken down again, and that might have led to the difference as that is the end of the first fight. Mirko, are you back with us?
I am, but I have nothing but a green screen on my end. I have no clue what's going on.
All right, well, we'll try to get you back as soon as we can. But again, what a highly close fight. Rumble was expecting this. It came a little bit more about the grappling when it got to the later rounds, as we're going to hear Bruce Buffer give us the results.
All three judges score the contest. 30-27, declared the winner by unanimous decision, MMAFRoO, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman.
Neil gets his first victory from being a relative unknown against Whippy Rumble in the first fight. That was an exciting matchup, a close matchup, but you could see when it came down to the adaptability, when Rumble said he thinks it was going to be a close fight, but his grappling was going to be the difference, it turns out it was going to be a difference, but only for Canelo. Canelo was able to get some posture ups. He was able to consistently get the takedown in the third round, and that might prove all the difference. But again, it was a 30-27 fight with all the judges. So judges saw enough from Canelo, from the ground warfare that they both had, to even the striking, that it was mostly Canelo's fight. So congratulations to Canelo for getting that victory, and we have so many fights to go on, and it's going to get better and better. But before we get into our next fights, we're going to take a quick break to get everything all sorted, so we will be right back, guys. ladies and gentlemen, we are back live on the ESFL network with IXC2. And speaking of number 2, we have our second fight ready to go. It's going to be Joe the Monster versus Mayhem. Mirko, what can you tell me about Mayhem?
Well, Mayhem was a top 10 ranked player in UFC 3. He's a kickboxing with unique timing and movement, which really makes it tricky for his opponents, which has led to a lot of his success on UFC 3. See if he can take it into UFC 4 as well. He expects his opponent tonight to try to strike until he realizes he's outmatched, then resort to panic wrestling.
And his opponent, Joe the Monster, in his Kumite battle in the first round, he wants to prove that he belongs in the esports MMA community and prove that he belongs in this fight. He likes to use calculated pressure in well-timed wrestling, and he hopes to take his opponent. He hopes his opponent takes him down. So we'll have to see how this Kumite battle goes as we see Mayhem in the blue gloves using Jose Aldo, and then Joe the Monster in the blue using Dominic Cruz. And you can see the calculated pressure just a little bit close. And here we go, the takedown. Really, this is what Joe the Monster was looking for, Mirko.
Less than a minute in, he's already got him taken down. It was a really good position there with the top half, but he's already got the guard back there off the bottom. And posturing up. It looked like he was going to be able to kick out, but he's taking a few shots to the face for his troubles here.
Yeah, he's absolutely taking some strikes to the face right now, and nice movement by Mayhem going to the half guard. This is what Joe the Monster wants, and he gets a reversal. Oh, this could be trouble for Mayhem here. This is what Joe the Monster wanted.
Good old R2 and left or right. I always forget unless I'm doing it myself, but really good. Puts him exactly where he was just seconds ago.
Absolutely, and we see the get-up attempt try, but no, gets denied. And now we see Dominic Cruz into the half guard, but pushed back into a full guard. And you have to think Mayhem has some submission attempts, but he has to be careful of using that stamina because Joe the Monster, he has all the stamina. He goes for a posture up, and this could be trouble. Just attacks the body, but only once, trying to get that stamina back. But a reversal attempt doesn't land, and Mayhem has to be a little bit of trouble here, Mirko.
Definitely looks like he's in a lot of trouble here. It looks like Joe the Monster is taking advantage of the stamina right there, really keeping an eye on it.
Here we go, back into the sprawl right here. Joe the Monster taking his time, trying to get the denial, but no, his back, it's to the ring, and you can see the clinch attempt working, and all those knees to the body just lands for Dominic Cruz. Joe the Monster is looking good so far, and it's up to Mayhem to see if he can get a little bit of a comeback or get a little bit of momentum. Gets a nice good slip right there, and Mayhem with a nice spin kick, but misses and whips it, gets a little bit of a punish, but doesn't land much. And Mayhem, he needs to be a little bit careful. He can't use all the stamina right here.
So Mayhem looks like the one that's actually blowing his wad out there in terms of the stamina. Considering this is not even barely the end of the first round, you're barely a third of the way through, potentially as long as the fight can go here. And if he's already about 20% down on his stamina, this is not a good pace to set.
And as we saw, that ankle pick attempt right there just gets denied by Mayhem. Good takedown defense on his side, but again, he can't afford to get hit with these strikes and not afford to get disadvantaged by the trade as his health is lower than Joe the Monster. And Joe the Monster swinging with a nice hook right there. To use his calculated pressure, tries to go for a question mark kick, but doesn't land fully. And now Cruz a little bit of a back foot, but gets a nice body strike, tries to land, but both guys whipping to end the first round. Mirko, who do you thought took that round right there?
You know, I gotta give it to Joe the Monster. Mayhem, very reminiscent of UFC 3 fighter Unibot. Really good with the striking, standing up and everything. But unlike Unibot, we got Joe the Monster in here tonight for Xbox IXC. And the thing is here, in terms of takedowns, that is really what's making him win this match currently, in my opinion. I have it 10-9 for Joe the Monster.
But as you can see, he's continuing on the momentum of the first round, landing some great strikes so far against Mayhem, but Mayhem counters back with a body kick. But again, just those whiff strikes are just not landing for Mayhem. He needs to get a little bit close as he does with that body kick. But Cruz, again, the calculated pressure that he wanted and his well-timed wrestling is giving him the advantage. But again, staying to the center, how long is it going to take for him to go for the takedown as he gets hit with another bicep? But a nice combination lands. Oh, but the whiff kick misses. Oh, I'm surprised he went for an overhand there for Mayhem. He could have went for a body kick right there, Mirko.
He could have, but the thing is, he saw that he could have possibly put him out right then and there, or at least got the knockdown to at least try to even this up currently. Because right
but
now,
the combination's work. Oh, the whip! He did go. Oh, he whips the body kick twice. It seemed like he wanted to go, but he couldn't make his mind up. Mayhem, a little indecisive when it comes to striking. He's reading those head kicks so well. If he just takes advantage, but the stamina is now going into his favor. And Mayhem is doing some work against the body. This is looking good. And now the head kick lands. The momentum may have shifted, Mirko.
You know, we're halfway through this round. I wouldn't quite say that quite yet, but it's very, very close.
It's very close, but these body shots are doing damage for Mayhem, and Mayhem is just switching up his kicks. But again, the trades and the hooks. Joe the Monster just putting on this pressure, trying to land with these hooks, trying to disrupt the blockades. But again, the slipping and just moving around, it's just working so well for Mayhem. This is a closer fight than we expected from the first round, Mirko.
Right. You know, sometimes it takes losing a round to kind of figure out what's going on. It takes getting beat up a little bit to get in there and really understand what you need to change and adjust. And that looks very much so what Mayhem did going into this round. And I mean, he's still making adjustments. So we'll see what round 3 brings if we even get to that point. But it looks like we should be getting a full 3-round match here tonight.
I mean, we will see. Anything is possible in the IXC and the ESFL network. But again, it seems like the momentum is shifted, but you can't just get hit with those combos and whip those strikes. You need to get close to your Jose Aldo. But Dominic Cruz attacking the body. He's doing so well. He was using a lot of stamina, but now it seems like he's just being calm, cool, collected, trying to pick out his shots. And Mayhem, he's just trying to see what Joe the Monster is going to do with those body shots. And he's getting some strikes of his own, but the blockage is slow for Mayhem, so he can't use the trade. But the body shots, Joe the Monster needs to block those body shots because he's taking too much of those so quickly, Mirko. But a nice body shot of his own.
Oh, what a way to end the round. He really, in my personal opinion, I think I may have to, well, let's look at some stats here. I gotta give that to Cruz. I think we're 2-0. I'm no judge here, but according to the statistics, the damage put in and everything, Mayhem's got to go all out. It's either you want to lose on the judges' scorecards or you want to leave it all in the cage. Or
and
in
a dangerous opponent is the one who is has his back to the floor and is down 0-2. He's going to go for the home run hit as we are at the 3rd and final round. Mayhem in the blue gloves using Jose Aldo. Dominic Cruz being used by Joe the Monster. And now we see Joe the Monster playing a little bit of the back, but maybe he knows that he's possibly leading in this fight. But again, the body shots are landing for Mayhem.
Right now, I think he knows he has it. He's coasting, just kind of going in and out like he's been doing the whole fight, but now he's being a lot more defensive in terms of going in, throwing about 3 strikes, possibly breaking the block, maybe connecting with one of those, but backing out. So he's being more productive. He's landing more, just overall, just kind of just taking the fight at this point.
But we see Mayhem just landing successfully with these strikes and just slipping and sidestepping against Joe the Monster strikes, and that's just working so favorable as the knee lands. And now we see again Joe the Monster not blocking the body, and the body is just taking so much damage. And this could be a flash KO. Look at this, just not even blocking. But now we go into the clinch. Mayhem able to get out of it again. Oh, here we go, the takedown attempt. We're surprised we didn't see in the second round, but again, nice denial from Mayhem. Mayhem filled the momentum, and he gets taken down himself. Mayhem taking the advantage right here, Mirko.
Right here, if I were in his shoes, I would try to go for a submission of some sort. There's no way he's going to go ahead and pound him out from there. More than likely, Joe the Monster is going to be looking for some sort of reversal here from the bottom.
But here we go, the posture up from full guard. Getting some good strikes in, only 2 shots with 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd and final round. And again, the strikes are landing in this posture up. He's been attacking the body. He's been attacking the face. And now the blockage is low. And now the head health will follow. Mayhem, this has to be his round right here, Mirko.
Yeah, this may be his round, but at the same time, I mean, it's a good effort. But according to the reversal and then the statistics in the last 2 rounds here, I mean, he's really got to go for a submission here. There's no other way he's going to win this fight unless he goes for a submission.
When you're taking posture up strikes like that, Mirko?
Needs to take advantage. Oh, this is what he needs to do right here.
And he gets up. This is where he's filled the
decision.
best right here, Mirko. He needs to attack the body a little bit more. Maybe try to get like a knockdown possibly, but who knows how the judges are going to score the second round and the third round. Oh, what a crazy head kick to body kick. And stamina was low, but the head health was low for Mayhem. Both guys taking significant damage. Tries to go for a front kick, doesn't land. Joe the Monster put on pressure, but a head kick tries to land but gets blocked. Here we go. This is Mod Spaghetti time with 10 seconds remaining. Who's going to take the match? And both guys are just slugging it out. Here we go. Oh, nice hook. And that will be the end of the fight. It's going to go to the judges' scorecards, and anything is possible. Mirko, how do you feel about this? And we saw it right there. How do you feel about Joe the Monster taking the victory against Mayhem, against a very game Mayhem? This was an incredible fight to watch. It was very back and forth.
I mean, it was pretty clear cut in my opinion. I mean, it was back and forth, but I mean, in terms of overall statistics at the end of each round, it was pretty cut and dry. Good performance there.
Absolutely. It was a very good performance by both competitors. It was a heck of a show. I mean, Mayhem definitely had the adaptability in the second round and third round. It just wasn't enough against Joe the Monster, who was able to just destroy the head health, and damage is key when you're playing the UFC 4, and judges will look at that. So hopefully both of these guys will fight in the next IXC fight card, and maybe have a better result for Mayhem, and maybe Joe the Monster can continue the momentum for both of these guys. But speaking of continuing the momentum, we're on to our third fight here. It's Kill or Be Killed versus One Eye Cat. And Mirko, what do you have on One Eye Cat as he's making his third fight in the his third fight debut in the IXC?
You know, it's kind of like those pro wrestlers where they say they're from parts unknown. Not a whole lot of information other than the fact that he is highly ranked and has a balanced style. And if that's pretty vague, that's a kind of a loaded answer right there. Balance can mean a lot of things in my book, even when it comes to, you know, with MMA. Yeah, you could be rounded out, but I mean, what exactly is it that he uses to win his fights? Is he using everything in unison? We will see.
Absolutely, but his opponent, Kill or Be Killed, he wants to continue to learn and improve once he's the best players in the world. So he has high aspirations. He's an extreme pressure fighter as well. So he wants to put it on his opponent, and he plans on matching his opponent's style and making it their own demise. So One Eye Cat, if he has a very balanced style, he needs to be skilled on the clinch, in the ground game, and in the striking, as we see One Eye Cat in the red gloves using the Max Holloway pick, and Kill or Be Killed using, I think it was, yes, a Diaz pick. And how do you feel about this matchup of Holloway versus Diaz? Who do you think this benefits more in this contest as we get started with the first round right here?
Well, considering this is a virtual mixed martial arts competition, I'm going to lean it into the hands of whoever's higher ranked in this situation. If this were an actual mixed martial arts event in real life, I would give this to Diaz all day, but the techniques here are going to translate great here. You got two amazing strikers, two great sets of cardio. We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. As we are through the early minutes of this first round in our third fight of the IXC second card on the ESFL network, and we can see the leg kicks finally popping off from One Eye Cat, but he's taking a lot of damage from Kill or Be Killed. He wants to get the pressure going, and you have to see it with this DS spec. He's going to play to that strategy as he is landing some combinations while Holloway's trying to attack the body. He needs to not get hit with these trades. And oh, a nice slip by Kill or Be Killed right there, Mirko.
Very nice footwork, but at the same time here, he's also using a decent amount of stamina. You know, one of the reasons I'm more than sure that he picked Diaz is because of that style. He's able to take advantage of having that cardio, being able to regenerate between rounds.
Oh, what a huge heel combination! Lands as a rock opportunity is there, but a nice takedown to stop.
He was talking about.
Oh, but we got a submission attempt right here. You try to take down the Diaz, he's gonna try to submit you right here. It's been able to possible, but a nice defense from One Eye Cat. One Eye Cat find his way to just be calm, be patient, just take the slow animations and just be calm and cool and collected. Mirko, this is very impressive submission defense right there.
You know, this game is a lot more forgiving than 3 in terms of the arm bar and the joint defense in general. But I must say that was pretty solid to get out that quickly.
Absolutely. As we were back to the stand-up with less than 2 minutes to go in the first round of our third fight for the IXC 2. And see, the leg kicks are landing for One-Eyed Cat, but again, these strikes, every time he starts to go in, he needs to use the clinch as he's doing right here and just attack the body, try to drain the stamina a little bit of Killer Bee Kill because he's using a lot of it. But again, One-Eyed Cat attacking the body, and it's looking good so far for both competitors, even though One-Eyed Cat got the rock right there.
Man, you know what I can say right here, though? Look at this. Killer Bee Kill has already used about 20%, 25% of his stamina right here. So
with good results, too.
If I were Holloway, man, I would really be trying to use more footwork to evade those hooks that are coming in, trying to work the body more, trying to play against that. Because right now he's not being productive enough. And even though Diaz has a lot of his stamina going down here, he obviously won the match for the Killer.
But another knockdown for the hook combination happens again. If One-Eyed Cat again knocked down in rock twice in this round, he needs to come back to the game plan and possibly try to find a way to adapt, because that was not his round right there, Mirko.
You know, if virtual judges or anything like real judges, that was easily a 10-8 round right there. So he definitely has to win this fight. He has to finish this fight if he wants to have a chance here, and it does not look good for him. It's like I was saying earlier, Diaz does such a good job in terms of regenerating stamina between rounds, and that advantage he had towards the end of the round is gone, basically.
It's gone, but he's using it to powerful effects as he's getting those hooks very easily against One-Eyed Cat. One-Eyed Cat able to attack the body, but once every single time he tries to come in, he's getting either slipped or he's getting punished with a hook combination. And as you can see, the total strikes landed. Only 2 separates these two opponents as Killer Bee Kill gets the advantage. But here we go. The posture up tries to go ahead, but the defense
understand what he was doing. He gave up a great position right there. He could have saved himself a little time, could have gained a little bit of his energy back there, but whatever he wants to do is great.
I mean, the posture up will score some points, even though he got 1 strike left, and another takedown into side control. This is a little bit of adaptability as he's getting denied. Killer Bee Kill was doing great on the stand-up and had some nice defense on the posture up, but this is going to score some points for One-Eyed Cat. One-Eyed Cat might take a little bit back of the momentum here.
Not to mention, look at this. The stamina is coming into play now. You got half a round left, and you got someone on top of you here. This is not good. One-Eyed Cat actually, in my book, could be actually taking this round as we speak.
And we can see here, it's getting closer, and the stamina is so low for Killer Bee Killed. Killer Bee Killed needs to find a way to get this back to the stand-up and just work on the hooks, but good job on One-Eyed Cat for just adapting from the first round, because he got rocked twice. He was knocked down, but now in the ground game, it seems like this is his repertoire and his balance style as he is attacking the body, just draining more and more of the stamina, getting some denials, ready to go as we are approaching 1 minute 30 left in the second round here, Mirko. And but a nice reversal here, and this has to be
a good time to go for the submission.
Absolutely, he has the advantage here. He could possibly do some, but again, if you had to score this round right here with this posture up going on, who would you give this round? Oh, but the red screen is death is happening, but so close. Killer Bee Killed, not using a lot of stamina, but draining a lot of stamina. They're back to the stand-up. This could be trouble for One-Eyed Cat here.
So for me, in my opinion, One-Eyed Cat is not going to win this round. He looked really good right there. If he can finish this off here, I think he can do it.
His head was on the center line and gets knocked down again. Will this be it? No, it's not. But will he go for a judo throw? This could be his chance. With only 15 seconds left in the second round. Another body shot lands and a nice hook. That will close out with some positive momentum. Let's see what happens here in the final seconds. Tries to go for a desperate front kick, but doesn't land. And that's the end of the second round. Mirko, this has to be One-Eyed Cat's last chance to get a result here.
Absolutely. And the thing here is the type of style that Killer B Kill is doing, he doesn't care about his stamina because he's that confident. He's going to finish you regardless if he has lower stamina than you or not. What One-Eyed Cat needs to do in this situation is take advantage of that lower stamina and either work the body or try to go for submission on the ground, because otherwise he has a very, very hard chance at winning this by decision.
He's off to a good start in this third and final round, because he saw what was working in the second round, and he went back into it this round and going to the ground game as he's in side control, just working the body, try to go for a posture, but gets switched back into a half guard. Killer B Kill has to be in dire straits. He has low stamina, and he gets to get up with him. He needs to take advantage of this. This might be his opportunity. He can't get taken down again.
The Killer B Kill's already watching his body because he knows that's what he's looking for here. So here we go with the takedown attempt. Not going to get it. The thing is here with One-Eyed Cat, he needs to do some type of feints. He needs to fake some kicks. He needs to fake some punches, something, because he's being a little too predictable here.
Possibly. I mean, this is where One-Eyed Cat was in trouble. He kept his head on a straight line, didn't slip anything, but gets a nice front kick to start some momentum there. But again, the combos come back out, and now we can see Killer B Kill adapting, trying to say, you're not going to attack my body, you're not going to take me down. I'm going to let you try to attack me from the head on up, because you're not going to get the body. But again, the body shot lands for One-Eyed Cat. One-Eyed Cat just getting that blockade so low and the head held is so low. One crazy strike, one crazy head kick could be all that she wrote for One-Eyed Cat, as he's playing a little bit of back foot, trying to get a takedown right here. Get into side control.
He absolutely has to get a submission here. Otherwise, this fight is over.
And here we go, the posture up again with 130 left, a little over 130 left. Tries to get the Kimura, doesn't get it for Killer B Kill. That stamina's so low. He's gonna go for posture up. Oh, but gets back up. This is really interesting for One-Eyed Cat. He was doing so well on the ground. Oh, but a huge hook combination lands. 1 minute to go. Tries to go for a head kick, but the stamina was so low. But a nice takedown defense from a Killer B Kill. Killer B Kill is going to try to go for the gusto right here. He wants the knockout victory, but he can't get suffer in this clinch. This clinch is going to be very detrimental. The body shots are landing. Both guys with similar stamina. Tries to go for spin kick, lands. Less than 30 seconds left in this third fight. Here we go. Mom spaghetti time for both of these competitors. Will Killer B Kill get the knockout, or will One-Eyed Cat be able to get the surprising comeback victory? The bunny shots are landing. He's going for everything right here. Front kick doesn't land, and we will go again to the judges' scorecards. Mirko, what an amazing fight right there.
You know, it was a really good fight. If it was a 5-round fight, I would be hard-pressed to pick a winner there, because it was really starting to kind of close in, but at the same time, we were talking about how Killer B Kill's stamina was really low, and then at the end of the round, they were basically matched. So great technique on his end. Let's see how it turns out.
As we go to Bruce Buffer with the results.
All three judges score the contest 29-28. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Nate Diaz.
There it is. Oh, our B Kill gets the victory over a game One-Eyed Cat. The damage to the head health, the knockdowns, the rocks was just too much for One-Eyed Cat to overcome. And Killer B Kill was able to do enough on the stand-up to get the well-earned victory. Mirko, your thoughts about that contest right there?
You know, I thought it was really good. One of the things that really stood out most to me, like I said, was just a unique game plan that sometimes you only see a few fighters get away with. And in this case tonight, he was throwing the kitchen sink in the first round all the way through the third round, but he felt confident, didn't need to really, preserve any of his gas, man. He had what it took, and he got the win tonight.
Absolutely. We've seen nothing but decisions so far. I think we possibly might have seen a knockout in one of our first three fights, but it's been mostly decisions. So both guys, all of our competitors have been very game in this fight card so far. And we are on to the upper half of the fight card, because we are ready with our fourth fight, as we're going to see ICB Doctor being a late replacement against Shells 2K. And Mirko, what can you tell us about ICB Doctor fighting in this fourth fight right here?
Well, what I can tell you about ICB Doctor is he's a submission specialist who believes he will win with grappling, but says K1 Maya might make an appearance, whatever that means. He predicts the fight will end with his hand raised and his opponent dead or at least a bit confused. I've yet to see anybody killed inside the octagon, but you know what? History could be made tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, you see him hovering against a Khabib Nurmagomedov pick. He's probably going to try to go for a lot of the grappling, but no, goes to a Tony Ferguson. But speaking of his opponent, Chels 2K, he wants to become an IXC champion and then move on to the ESFL, to the big leagues. And then he's more of a patient counter striker, more of a Venus flytrap where you try to attack him with a bunch of pressure. And he predicts this fight to be a war and to have fight of the night potential. So from our first three fights, we had some good fights. He's expecting this one to be the be-all of end-all of this fight card, and we have both the competitors looking for these guys to be that fight night contender. So it's going to be a lot of fun seeing these guys fight right here. Here we go. Ferguson versus Holloway, a match made in heaven when it comes to UFC. Now in the virtual octagon on the ESFL network and on IXC. As we see Herb Dean be the referee, we see Doctor being in the red gloves. We see Shells in the blue gloves using Holloway. Here we go with a fourth fight of IXC2, and let's see what happens. Right now, so far, Mirko, both guys are fighting in the phone booth. We see a little bit of slips, but both guys are trying to swing for the fences with the hooks, but a takedown doesn't land as he gets a nice clinch attempt, and now the attack of the body right there.
You know, I know this is kind of the constant thing we keep mentioning tonight, but man, look at that stamina. Not even a minute in, and the Doctor is definitely feeling it from trying to chase that takedown. If you notice, he really was going for it, and he's going for it again, but he gets it. He needs to make the most of it. Oh, unfortunately not being able to do that there, so they're back on their feet.
It seems like both guys want to go to the ground and try to mix up the levels, try to take a bite, but we see the clinch just land and getting the sweep of the leg. Doctor trying to find the second control, does actually get it. Let's see what he could possibly do. He gets pushed back into the half guard. You have to think he has to go for a posture up here. Tries to feint some of the transitions, gets the denial, and that's going to be huge as he goes back into side control here. And, oh, but a sprawl right here, Mirko.
You know, it's a lot of damage that can be done here still. Sometimes they stand it up a little bit too quick, but this is a perfect example. Drug him right back down with that signature snap down from the sprawl, working the body a little bit. And regardless, even if it's not a whole bunch of damage right here, it's a lot of control, and it's a lot of control time. This could easily win him the round if he spins the rest around here.
Absolutely, and we see, oh, the back control right here gets transitioned to a backside right here. And Doctor, you think he has to go for a posture, but goes for a sprawl. With 2 minutes to go in this round, you have to think he needs to do a little bit more damage. Maybe transition into another situation, because we know the referees will send him back up as it goes into a half guard with 1 minute and 40 left in the first round right here.
You know, it's a really smart way to do it. To keep transitioning. It's not a whole lot of action. It's not a whole lot of damage, but they're moving. They're fighting. And so the Doctor is definitely doing a good thing here. Regardless of what it's doing to his stamina, he's winning this round very convincingly at this point.
But we have two stamina warriors in Tony Ferguson and Max Holloway, and this is what Doctor wanted to happen. He wanted to be a submission specialist. He believed he will win with his grappling, and so far he's proven it. Just submerging his opponent to top mount into his posture up, and he's just scoring some points with all these strikes with 30 seconds left. And Shells, he needs to go back to the drawing board because this is not where he wants to be.
You know,
he's submission attempt.
He's safe right here. I don't think there's enough time to get to finish.
It's not enough time, but this has to look good in the judges' scorecards as we are now the end of the first round here. And Mirko, that was a good round for Doctor.
Oh, yeah. Easily took that round. Really just held on to the submission attempt and put that on towards the end of the round, basically just to seal it. He already had it. He easily could have just kept punching. As long as he keeps that top position, he could easily coast to another decision tonight.
And here we go in the second round. Let's see if Shells 2K can make the adjustment. He's attacking the body. This is what he needs to do, but he can't find the phone booth and get taken down. He has some nice takedown defense right there. He did that in the first round, but he needs to consistently do it because he knows his opponent, Doctor, has the ground game on lock, and he needs to not be in this clinch. Tries to go for judo, but able to get out of it. But now here we go. Shells, he needs to find a way to slip and just avoid this. He's playing too close to the pocket and gets judo thrown, but reverses it back into his stand-up. So far, so good for Shells, even though he's a little bit of a backpedal.
You know, Shells is doing really good this round, but here's one thing. He's already been taken down twice. He's about to get reversed right here. This is not good.
The denials keep on happening for Doctor. Doctor is just finding his will and his way throughout all these transitions, and again, another denial. This is bad, and he's going to go for a submission, and there's a lot of time left. The stamina is low, and the escape bar, if he's able to find and be calm in the submission defense, he will be able to get out of it. But again, you can't have any wrong foot when it comes to this. In Miracle, you know that it's kind of easy to get a submission, but it's also hard to find a way to a submission attempt.
That's very true, you know, especially with that arm triangle. A lot of people see it coming, just like Shells did here in this case. But nonetheless, that is still, he defends it, but he's still losing the round.
Absolutely. He may be losing the round, and he still has little time to get the favor back in his hands. But again, a nice reversal will land, but the rubber guard, this is not where you want to be if you're Max Holloway. As he gets reversed again, it's just skillful grappling from Doctor. Doctor is just putting on a wrestling clinic so far. Here we go. Shells trying to find his way back into striking. He's able to get up, but again, the takedown lands, but doesn't land. He gets into the clinch, and he just needs to consistently do that. Not fight Doctor's fight, because Doctor has been controlling so much, and once he has the wrestling game unlocked, the striking will land for him. As we approach 1 minute left, Miracle, your thoughts of the second round so far?
You know, very competitive round. One of the things, and I know I'm going to keep just harping on this all night, but they need to take advantage of this low stamina, whether it be sprawling, being on top, working the body. But that's the thing that's blowing my mind, is that these guys are blowing their stamina like this, but they're the ones that are winning the fight. So, you know, they must know something I don't.
Absolutely. As we are winding down with 15 seconds left in the second round of our fourth fight of IXC 2, Shells needs to find a way, gets to his back handle, and gets slammed out. Oh, no! He's able to get out of it to end the second round. And, Mirko, you have to think Doctor has been so good on the ground that his striking is now landing. Shells needs to go for all out in the third and final round. He needs a finish.
Absolutely. He's going to have to get a finish. And the thing is, like I was saying, really could make a good example of going in there and taking out their body. That is really what I think he should do, is really focus on it, because it's going to be tough to knock this guy out.
It is put up or shut up time in the third and final round for Shells 2K, as Doctor is taking a command and link, going for the clinch, and gets denied from the takedown. You see the combinations landing for Shells, but he needs to do a lot more. He needs to get that head health and body health low, and he flips away, but the takedown from far away doesn't land, and Shells some nice definitely attacking the body. This is huge for him, but again, the clinch into the knee to the head is not looking good. But again, Shells looking good so far in this third round here, Mirko.
He's looking really good, but at the same time, like I said, those first two rounds are really tough. This has kind of been the story tonight. You got a lot of good 29-28 fights, very competitive fights, but, you know, he's going to have to do something. And you can tell he doesn't want to go to the ground with him because he keeps getting reversed. But unfortunately, unless he works that body, he is not going to come away with the victory tonight. And I hate to sound like a judge, but, man, it's pretty cut and dry.
It seems like the judges won't have a hard time judging this fight. But Shells, he's putting up a good fight, but Doctor is just surrounding him with grappling and strikes and clinches. It just seems like it's just overwhelming Shells as he gets a nice defending of that takedown, but Shells needs to do a lot more. He needs to go for the guts though. These simple strikes will not do much against the body health and head health, but he's doing really good of the takedown denials. But how long can he just withstand the barrage of takedowns here, Mirko?
You know, it's very true, but at the same time, oh, that was a really good combo. You know, what I'd like to see a lot more altogether in this card tonight is just more people throwing feints, because I think in a lot of cases it would really help them out for better, for better, not worse.
Overhand. And here we go, the takedown attempt tries to land, but doesn't. The body health is, the stamina health is getting lower and lower. Oh, but a clinch of his own, attacking the head health.
Seconds left, man. He's got to really go to town on him. He's got to land a really significant strike to the body to knock him down, and not just knock him down, but finish him.
Oh, but the defending is just so nice. He just needs to go for the guts, though. The stamina is so low. He is denying everything as the constant takedown tries to land. Oh, but the posture up opportunity could be on his way, but the rubber guard comes out. It's getting lower and lower for Shells 2K. Doctor is just having his way in the ground. 30 seconds left. What can he possibly do? But a submission attempt. This could probably wind down the clock. He might not get the submission, but he might get the victory off of this.
Yeah, I very much think he's just sealed his way to a 30-27 decision in my book. I could be wrong, but...
And that will be the end of the fight, of our fourth fight of the IXC 2 fight card. Doctor presumed to be the victory as we take a look at the replays right here. And as you can see, Mirko, just the constant clinching, knees to the head, and the slips and takedowns, which is too much for Shells 2K when it went to the later rounds.
Right here was a really good setup here at the end of this round with that. He had him sprawled and just went ahead and went for that submission attempt too, just to seal the deal.
29-27, 30-26.
You can hear from Bruce Buffer.
30-26. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Tony El Kukui.
As expected, ICB Doctor takes the victory with very well grappling, with very well submissions. It was just all his fight the whole time. And we even heard from Bruce Buffer that it was a 30-26 result from one of the judges. I mean, that's how dominant he was going into that fight. And you have to think, Shells, he tried his best to deny those takedowns, but it was just too much to overcome.
Yeah, just a little too much overcome. And like I had mentioned earlier, that first round, man, he got knocked down twice. It was a 10-8 round, and it was just an uphill battle from there.
Absolutely. It was just an uphill battle, and hopefully in this next fight that he goes through, maybe he'll go back to the game plan, go back to the lab, and trying to figure out a way to just if you have to deal with someone who's going to constantly try to take you down into the clinches, maybe he has a better result just sparring with people who love to do that, and maybe try to figure out his way to just counter that in a way. Because
well, you know,
go ahead.
One of the things about that too that I really would like to see, and I think is a big lesson for anybody that's looking to compete in IXC or especially the next level going to ESFL. I mean, these are the guys that are winning the matches. You got to crack that code. So let's see what happens in these next matches once some of these guys that have lost to this type of style, see what they can do and what they can learn from it.
Absolutely. We are in, we have 2 fights left. It's our co-main and main event fight. We are live here on Twitch and on YouTube in the ESFL network. This is IXC, the International Xbox Championships. This is their second card. We are live again. I am your play-by-play commentator, Kingsley. Alongside me is Mirko Brokop. As we are finally around that time for our co-main event of the evening, it is going to be Liam versus Young Killex. And it seems like they're almost they're ready to go right now as we're in the loading screen. Mirko, what can you tell me about Young Killex when it comes to his scouting report right here?
He wants to return to the top 10 of the ranked leaderboard, so he's already been there at one point. Just looking to get back. He predicts a short fight tonight with his calculated pressure fighting style. So we're going to see where that takes him tonight against Liam, who his goal is to dominate UFC 4. Has a unique style that creates openings for huge counters and predicts a win in the first or second round. That's a pretty bold prediction there. What do you think?
Very bold, as there was no glove touch in the Kumite. There's no mercy in the dojo right here in our co-main event of IXC 2, as Pirate Kip, aka Liam, he's going to try to go for the gusto in his light heavyweight division, as he's using Reyes in the red gloves, while Young Killex went for, in the blue gloves, someone very unorthodox when it comes to competition. And right now, we're seeing the body shots being landed by both competitors, and something slipping is coming from Young Killex, but he needs to not get punished as he lands some combinations of his own, Mirko.
You know, one of the things I already like from the get-go here that Pirate Kip's pulling off, he's done a couple of these feints with the low kick and then going to the body kick, or throwing a low kick and then throwing to the head. So the thing is, I'd like to see where this ends out, if this even goes past the first round.
It'll be interesting. I mean, Liam, he wanted to win in the first or second round, so he's laying down the groundwork, just attacking the body and attacking the head, just making sure his opponent doesn't slip out of the way as he gets some combinations, as Young Killex is leaving his head open, but he's answering of his own, trying to lean back, but both guys trying to find their distance, but find a little bit more in the phone booth. And you see a couple of whiffs from Young Killex. Young Killex gets hit with a vicious uppercut right there. And so far, a little bit of patience from Leon, Mirko.
You know, one of the things that I like here, too, is they're just both hanging in the phone booth.
Vicious uppercut, sorry to interrupt you, but that was huge. Tries to go for a front kick, doesn't land, but Young Killex on the background as he gets a knockdown again. Liam, can he finish the fight here in this posture up? It seems like it's going to get lower and lower, but we're back into the non-posture up full guard, and Young Killex in danger, but gets back up to the stand-up, and this has to be looking good for Liam right here, Mirko.
Yeah, that's a really good sign. If he felt comfortable just getting out of a dominant
position, the whip and the hook
rubber
lands. You can't be doing that against Liam. But the front kick lands, and this could be Azrael. That was a knockdown. Is this it? Defending. It's gonna have enough hell. It's just blinking ever so slightly. Oh my goodness, what a survival instinct from Young Killex, but Liam is on the warpath. I think he gets reversed right here, Mirko.
You know, it looks like Glover Teixeira got a little bit of his own medicine after what he did to Anthony Smith in that last match. They should have called that, in my opinion, just now, and it looked like it worked to his advantage.
It looked super close. Again, Young Killex is just surviving by the skin of his teeth. He needs to find a way to get out of this round unscathed. Again, we're back into the center with 10 seconds left. Here we go. What's going to possibly happen?
You know, I got this match right here. It's already a 10-8 round for, I'm saying Reyes here because that's who I'm seeing right in front of me here. But
It's being played by Liam right there.
Yeah, so Liam easily got a 10-8 round right there. Really did some work on his opponent's stamina. Let's see what goes down this round, but I'd like to see a lot more head movement on behalf of Young Killa.
I mean, Young Killex, he tried to go for the slips, but he's preemptively doing it. And what Liam is doing right here, he's just being patient of his own and just waiting for his guy to slip, and then he attacks. But again, some nice body shots coming from Young Killex, but it seems like Young needs to get in his clinch. He tries to attack the knee to the head, but again, the Reyes pick, just attacking the body, both guys preemptively slipping, and it's not doing anybody favors. Overtime decides to land. It seems like that was a little bit of a Hail Mary and not landing much. But a whip kick out of nowhere in far off distance doesn't land. And now this is troubling as a vicious uppercut lands. Will this possibly it? It's not. But will we see a judo throw from Liam? No, he's going to stay back in the stand-up and attack at that body again. But an uppercut! Flash rock! But an uppercut lands for Liam as he gets the knockout. And that is a clutch victory from Liam, Mirko. What a knockout.
That was pretty brutal. It was basically over from the get-go. I hate to say that, but man, he started picking him apart. And just like earlier I was saying, you make adjustments whenever you're doing something wrong, and sometimes you could be doing everything right and make them a little bit better, and that's exactly what Liam did, man. Just really took advantage of everything, man, and just finished it quick with actually our first finish of the night.
Yeah, I mean, he said he wanted to end the round. He wanted to finish the fight in the first or second round, and he just got it in the second round. I mean, it seemed like young Killex in that last couple of moments, he was able to get the uppercut. He was able to drain the stamina of Liam, but again, not really slipping when he needed to slip, was just pieced up by just like so many combinations. And then when the uppercut landed, that was all she wrote from Liam. And man, you have to think, young Killex, you need to go back to the lab and hopefully you can bounce back from that tough result. But Liam put on some good shows and some nice combinations, attacking the body and getting that uppercut victory. Only bigger and better things are waiting for him as he goes on to the future fight cards right here, Mirko.
Absolutely. And like you were saying, I mean, how people, like he was starting, young Killex was starting to kind of figure things out, but it was just a little too late, man. Day late, $1 short. Next time, really looking forward to seeing that. And that's what makes it great about these events, that win or lose, all these guys are solid and they could fight each other again a week later and it could be the exact opposite outcome. So great fights tonight.
Absolutely. And if you ever want to be a part of these great fights, be sure to be on the ESFL Discord or the IXC Discord, because if you want to be a part of these fights, you can absolutely have the chance. Just be a part of the community, join the Discord, join the community, and just have a good time. And then maybe you'll be one of the people that be able to fight on these fight cards on Wednesdays and maybe even Saturdays or Sundays. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for our community right here, and we would love to have all of you joining in the chat and being a part of this. Because again, this has been amazing so far. And let's take a look back at the fight card that we had so far. As it's been a heck of a fight card. We had a couple of decisions, but in the later fights, we had a couple of sick knockouts that were amazing, especially with that Liam uppercut. Mirko, what fight caught your eye when we look back at this IXC 2 fight card before we go to the main event?
You know, I could honestly say my favorite one tonight would probably be, let me go ahead and look back here. I really liked the Joe the Monster versus Mayhem match just because in terms of competition-wise, even though it was a unanimous decision victory for Joe the Monster, I mean, Mayhem showed a really good game in there. And I think with the proper adjustments, these guys could end up fighting each other again later on. And tonight was a real treat. So,
absolutely. And for me, like ICB Doctor, he was very skillful in the ground game, constantly going for takedowns and clinches. And it'll be really interesting to see what he does in future fight cards when he goes against other competition. And again, what you said, Joe the Monster put on a good showing, kill or be killed in that brawl with that Diaz pick, able to get a nice victory on his side. And then Liam, what can you say? Uppercuts, takedowns, rocks, everything, you name it. He was able to get it. And it was a nice co-main event. But again, ladies and gentlemen, since we've gone over this illustrious fight card that we had for the IXC, there's only one fight left, and ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. It is our main event, the exhibition match, champ versus champ. It is MMAFRoO, the IXC lightweight champion, against Fahrmann, who is the welterweight champion for the IXC. Both of these guys coming in to prove a point in this exhibition match. And Mirko, what do you have for information when it comes to MMAFRoO?
Well, one thing I can say is he wants to deliver exciting fights and push the competitive scene as far as it can go. He's a systematic brawler, wants to bring the fight into uncomfortable territory for both fighters and outlast him in the chaos. Expects a tough fight and will try to grind his opponent down round by round. One thing I can say about virtual MMA is there's no such thing as weight cuts. It's just clicking a button and changing weight classes. So I expect a very solid match between these guys. Don't really know much on Fahrmann, but if he's a champion, he's got to be something good. So let's see what this main event brings tonight.
He was the welterweight champion for the IXC, and you can see the Khabib Nurmagomedov pick going on from him. He's been constantly in and out of the top 100 for UFC 4 in the Online World Championship, so he's no slouch when it comes to this game, and he's been in the ESFL before. So in our main event, MMA Pro in the red gloves using a Max Holloway pick against a Khabib and Fahrmann in our main event, champ versus champ in IXC2. Here we go. Oh, tries to go for a kick, but again, the combinations are coming out for MMA Pro. MMA Pro tries to get some strikes out, but again, Khabib time lands. Oh, but he was able to get out of it. Here we go. MMA Pro looking really good so far. Excuse me. He's looking really good so far. And another takedown attempt, but another denial of that takedown attempt. Fahrmann tries to go for 2 judo throws, but MMA Pro really game to just say, you're not going to take me down so easily. You need to work on it and set it up. And Miracle, that has to be the telling of this whole 5-round main event fight.
Absolutely. Right here, unfortunately for me, it's kind of going in the flip book mode here. I can't really see so well in terms of this, but oh, here we go. Really just slugging it out here in the center of the octagon. Both these guys really don't give a shit about their stamina, considering this is a 5-round fight. I look forward to seeing where this takes us.
Indeed, as we see a body kick landing as we're getting closer and closer to the 3-minute mark of this first round. Tries to go for a leg kick there for Fahrmann, but the body shots land. But again, Fahrmann able to use some combinations to punish the leg kicks inside as a judo throw lands. Oh, but doesn't get it. That's the third one that's been denied. He knows that's Fahrmann's game plan as both guys trying to switch up the levels, trying to attack the body, and a nice uppercut landing for MMA Pro. MMA Pro trying to fight in the phone booth, but Fahrmann very game trying to land some strikes of his own. Both guys head held very low, and it seems like we're just going to brawl territory as the takedowns are not landing. But as soon as I say that commentator's curse, Fahrmann gets his first takedown of the evening of this main event, but he gets easily reversed by MMA Pro.
So here we go right here. MMA Pro looking good on top here, going against, obviously one of the best characters on the game in terms of off their back, but really making it look easy right here. I actually had an idea in terms of this. Whoever wins this match, I think a great one would be to fight a former ESFL champion before they take that next step into the ESFL.
I mean, possibly it's up to the matchmakers and the head guys on the ESFL. But speaking of this IXC2 main event card, we see the Pazarov landing a little bit, but nice defense from Fahrmann. Fahrmann able to get it back up. Oh, but a submission attempt. Here we go. This could be trouble for... Oh, but gets the counter. I think that was a counter. This could be trouble for MMA Pro. MMA Pro might have not expected. He probably was too slow on the button, but he was able to escape with 5 seconds left in this first round. And this is a 5-round fight. Fahrmann's stamina was so low at the end of it. Miracle, you have to think he needs to be a little bit more cautious when he's using his stamina.
We've been saying that all night, but every one of those guys we've seen tonight came out victorious. So I really don't know in regards to that, because it's worked for everybody else, and if it's for him, what do we know?
Absolutely. I mean, who knows how this fight is going to go. This is not a 3-round fight. This is a 5-round war in this main event. Champion versus champion on the IXC fight card, the second one of the ESFL network. And here we go. Holloway and Khabib touching gloves, and both guys try to take their time as we see a combination coming out for Fahrmann. Fahrmann hit with the body, is trying to take advantage of using those hooks, but not able to, as both guys are using their blocks. But again, both guys keeping their head on the center line, using their blockades a little bit too much. But when it comes to it, we see a little bit of slip. But again, the shot to the body, and then the hook landing for MMA Pro. But MMA Pro whipping that head kick into a takedown. He was able to reverse it, but now it seems like it is indeed now Khabib time as he gets to the posture up. But nice defense, Mirko, from MMA Pro.
The defense I saw just there was him taking a bunch of shots to the face. So unless you consider defense blocking those with your face, those were pretty rough. MMA Pro doing really good. But in terms of Fahrmann there, man, Fahrmann is, you're right, man. That stamina is really suspect. And if it goes into the championship round, especially now.
MMAFRoO, he's looking bad. The body shots are just keep on landing. The body and the head health are just so low, and we're still in the second round. Fahrmann needs to do something else. He tries to get a hook. He's trying to answer back, get some back of the momentum, but MMAFRoO doing so well. He's just landing his strikes so well, just changing up his levels, attacking the body, just not being predictable. As another rock happens, the body shots are just connecting. MMAFRoO smelling blood in the water. Fahrmann needs to do something else different, Mirko.
Man, you know, Fahrmann's really going to be lucky to make it out of this round. His block is going down, stamina's down. This is really, really rough here. He's basically just surviving.
But a knee in the clinch. MMAFRoO wasn't denying those. He was just getting hit. He wasn't moving back. Why wasn't he not moving back in the clinch? That's the only way you could get out of it. But he just accepted those knees to the face, and he got hit with a rock. That is a huge mistake on MMAFRoO's part. He's trying to answer back, but Fahrmann able to get some life back, but the head kick almost connects a little bit. The head health was blinking, but now here we go. Back into the striking. You had to think Fahrmann needs to find a way back into the clinch, Mirko.
He definitely does, but
hooks.
He's been rocked 3 times this round. It looks like he's about to go down against the fence.
But the block gauge is low. The head health is low. Will MMAFRoO end it in the second round? There's 40 seconds left. It's going to be close. Oh, but a takedown attempt. Power takedown for the slam for Fahrmann. This is where he needs to take advantage for the last 25 seconds. Back into his pro. MMAFRoO a little bit mistake prone when it came to the last seconds of the second round right here, Mirko.
You know, and that also is something that he can take away and learn.
Oh, but the body shots.
Locking in a 4th time that round. You know, and that's the thing. He won that round convincingly, and now the one thing that he has to watch out for, he knows what to look out for. So don't expect this one to go past the 3rd round in my book. MMAFRoO really sticking it to him.
Yeah, I mean, we see the replay, and we can see the replay in that one successful attempt in the clinch from Fahrmann, able to get a rock, but not able to capitalize, as MMAFRoO was looking better when he got out of the clinch and into the ground game. So you have to think, Fahrmann, this is possibly his last chance in this 5-round fight to just get some positive momentum and not use much of his head health, try to slip it, as we see the glove touch. MMAFRoO heavily favored in this contest. But right now, from champ versus champ, MMAFRoO is seeming to take advantage, and we see the body shots try to land. But again, the head health so low, as that is a knockdown again. The combinations just bursting out of Max Holloway. Max Holloway able to do what he wants and what he pleases. And here we go, the clinch attempt, able to back out. But again, the head health is so low, trying to go for a stunning KO, but not able to get it. Fahrmann still game to fight in this contest, and Mirko, this could be scary as he gets an ankle pick right here. As you see, the toe strikes landed 112 to 58. Mirko, this has to be his chance right here.
It really is. And one of the things here is I'm really disappointed in a way with him not taking advantage of denying those reversals and those transitions from the bottom. Either it's a testament to how good MMAFRoO is on the ground, or he's just not learned that aspect of the game as well yet.
It's further to be seen. It seems like he was able to get out of it, which is good. But again, when it comes to striking, just use that block gauge. It's so low. You need to slip out of there. Because the head health, you can't accept the trade. You can't accept the head kick. Any overhand is going to put you down. You need to find a way to just be calm, be a little bit pressure heavy, and go back to the clinch. And you can see he's doing it right here. Gets a nice judo throw, but able to get denied again. That's the 4th denial of that judo throw. And Fahrmann in dire straits right here. Can't have his back to the cage, but gets a nice back, but doesn't do anything with it. MMAFRoO with his defense with the takedown has been on point so far, Mirko. As a straight lands and into the posture up. This could be all she wrote, and it's over. MMAFRoO wins the champ versus champ showdown and gets the victory over Fahrmann.
Fantastic job by MMAFRoO. I'm no matchmaker, but I would like to see former ESFL champion Unibato 4 take on MMAFRoO. I think that would be a really good match considering the game just came out. You got two people with a lot of history. You got a young up-and-comer versus someone that has been around for a long time. Matchmakers, I don't know what you think, but I think that'd be solid stand-up on the feet there.
That's an absolutely, it could possibly happen. We'll see what happens in the future. But staying to the point of this fight right here, you can see it on the replays. The Max Holloway, the combinations were on point. He had a little one mistake when it came to the clinch when he got rocked, but everything else has just been amazing. Takedown defense, check. Striking, check. Ground and pound, check. Able to out Khabib when it came to UFC 4 with a Max Holloway pick. It's no short feat. MMAFRoO was on point tonight in this main event 5-round fight, and that shows why he's the IXC lightweight champion. I mean, he's able to put on showings like that and just be a dominant champion, so we can't bury the lead here. That was an impressive showing from MMAFRoO right there.
Looked incredible tonight. Really, really, really good. I mean, in all honesty, I would like I said, I mean, to go against maybe one of the big names from last season, or I mean, he can jump right in, but I mean, in terms of going against like an old former champion, from what I've seen tonight, and considering that pretty much everybody's on a kind of a level playing field in terms of time spent on the game now, I think it's a very compelling match.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be a very compelling match, but again, for MMAFRoO's credit, he's no spring chicken. He's been in this game for a while now, and he's just reaping the benefits of just putting amazing showings in the main event fight. So
I got you. Yeah, I mean, I was wondering why he wasn't already on the main card fighting the way he was tonight, but he proved that, and everybody that watched got a good showcase of that. So.
Absolutely. It was an amazing show. It was amazing fight card that we had for you guys from the International Xbox Championship League. I mean, it was incredible. Let's take a look at that fight card again, because again, these fights were so amazing. We had a lot of decisions. We had incredible KOs, especially from the uppercut from Liam. And then in our main event fight, in dominant fights that we had, shouts Doctor for just being a complete grappler specialist when it came to the wrestling, and then MMAFRoO just being just complete in every aspect with defense, with offense. He was doing amazing. And I can't wait to see what the future has for these upcoming next cards, because it's been amazing so far. What are your thoughts, Mirko?
Yeah, very great fights tonight. A matchup that I'd really like to see would be Mayhem. Looked really, really good tonight. You know, it was a really, really rough. I mean, he did good. I mean, went to a decision, kind of had a rough go. I'd really like to see him take on One-Eyed Cat. Would be a really good match. I mean, even though both are coming off a loss, I think that both those guys fought similar fights and would be a really good matchup. Both those fights that they took place in were both great. And not take anything away from the winners either. Joe the Monster, fantastic. Hopefully will be on the ESFL card or main card, maybe on this, maybe like a co-main event or main event, by the way he fought. Very well-rounded. You there? All right, for IXC, part of the ESFL network, Mirko Brokop, and my partner Kingsley tonight. Glad to have you guys here. See you guys here next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for another fantastic 6-fight card.